Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in my car again. I'm about to get some stuff from Ulta. First I want to say thank you to anyone who watched my last video. I'm still getting used to talking to the camera, and especially when getting emotional on camera, I just feel so like awkward and uncomfortable. I tried to describe my experience as best as I could. Thank you for everyone that wrote me messages and left comments and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to go through some of our house hunting experience. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna find some videos and pictures of the houses we looked at and kind of walk you through it. So I will be at the bottom of the screen. All right, so this house, beautiful. I would say the only bad thing, well, the good thing about this, I love the fireplace. A con that I have is that the living room was really crammed. It was really small, as well as the master closet, the bathroom. Everything about it, it was a beautiful home. You could tell it's been taken care of, but it was just slightly crammed. I mean, for our size family, it would have been great. But I'm just picking out little things right now. Everything's absolutely beautiful, but I would probably prefer a larger kitchen. The major pro about this house is it is in my favorite area in Tennessee. I really like where I live, but we are open to moving about an hour outside of where we live. But this house, out of all the ones we looked at, was in my favorite, the perfect location. It was 3 bedrooms altogether, and they were good sized bedrooms. The neighborhood was really nice. I love being at the end of a cul-de-sac. I just feel like it's very safe, and it does get the least amount of traffic. One of the reasons we looked at this house was because of the backyard. We really liked the shed. There are 2 sheds, but the owner said they were going to take one of the sheds and leave one. But we really liked that it had a shed. It already had a little fire pit, and I love a large deck. All right, so let's look at another house. Oh, here's a good one. Alright, so this was a home that had been built last year, so it's only 1 year old. I love the dark color of the house with the light white shutters, and when you walk in, it's a beautiful home. I love the back wall on in this bedroom. It's really nice, and it was very spacious. I like the layout of the home. I like homes where the master bedroom is actually on the opposite side of where the kids' bedroom or the office would be. I know that's strange coming from a parent, but I do think it's good to have that space in between. Alright, this one had a good little mud room, laundry room. A con about this house, actually, there's a few cons about this house. The location, we love living in a rural area, but this one it was such a rural area that we didn't have phone service for like 10 minutes up until we got to the house, and even at the house we didn't have phone service. They do have internet there, but I wasn't able to FaceTime my mom and give her like a little tour of the house because there was no phone service. And that's one thing that terrifies me. I don't want to, you know, go on a walk or drive a few minutes down the road and possibly break down and not have that backup phone service. That kind of freaked me out a bit. This home, the closets were a great size. The rooms were a great size. I asked Aria what her favorite thing about this home was, and she said the doorknobs. I guess she likes the matte black or rustic style. I don't know. I also liked the kitchen because it was the same exact countertop as us that we have at our apartment right now, and I really like that granite countertop. We had two selling points of this house. One, the backyard. It was on, I think, almost 3 acres, and the backyard is already fenced. But what I didn't like about the backyard was, you can't really tell too much in the video, but it was a very steep hill going upward. So I was worried if it rained, you could see that the dirt would splash onto the house. But it was such a gorgeous view, especially when you go to the top of that hill in the very backyard. It was an amazing view. And then the other selling point of the house was it had, I'm not sure if I recorded it. If I did, I'll put it right here. But it had an extremely large workshop in front of the house. Oh, there it is. And that thing was huge. You can make a loft out of it. You could turn half of it into an extra room if you wanted to. That was one thing where we were like, we should have this home. And behind it, there's a creek that is part of the property. I don't know, it's just so cute. But yeah, a big con for me is how far away from civilization it is. I'm not sure if I could really do that. Right, so this next home, I forgot to make a video. I'm really upset about it because I was doing good at making videos of our house hunting. This one I'm just gonna show pictures of in the house. So the owners of this house kept extremely good care of it. They did some upgrades. One reason we like this house, it was actually below our budget and we believed we could talk it down. I would say one of the cons was, I mean, I liked the location it was in. The neighborhood I wasn't too sure about, just because it was a little, I don't know, kind of messy, kind of all over the place, which it's not a huge deal to me. Another thing, we believe that this house was actually worth less than the selling price, and the homeowner isn't really willing to back down and go lower on the price. So we didn't want to be stuck in a rut later if we decided to resell the house like 5 years down the road. But when we were driving down the neighborhood, we did see that there were lots of kids' toys outside, lots of bicycles, so that was a good thing that Aria would be able to hopefully have some little neighbor friends to play with. I mean, it's such a cute house. The owners of this house, their decor was so, like, it was very farmhouse, very a style that me and Jared would really like. Split floor plan. That's actually really hard to say. The master bedroom was a good size. I think since the ceilings are lower than what we have in our apartment right now, it did feel a little bit small. And I was not a fan of any of the closets, mainly because the closets didn't have lights in there. I don't really know what's up with that. The kitchen I absolutely loved. They had, I mean, it might look small in the pictures, but it actually had a really good amount of room. But once again, it could have been their decorations that are selling me. But I loved everything they did to the house. The selling points of this house, the reason I looked at this house, I mean, it's not hot majority of the year in Tennessee, but when it is summer, it is very humid and everyone wants to just go swimming. Well, in the backyard, I absolutely loved. My mom was worried because, you know, pools, kids, but I obviously would have put a gate around it. But the backyard was so cute. They had a little fire pit with chairs around it. They had a huge deck with the pool attached to the deck, and then they had a little seating area. If that hadn't been on the house, I probably wouldn't have looked at it, to be honest, just because I wasn't too sure about how far off of the freeway it was. All right, and here we go to the last house. So here is the front of the house. It's new construction. They're currently building it. I'll show you what the neighbor's house kind of looks like. It's very open, which is huge for me. I don't like when houses are directly next to each other. All right, here's the inside of the house. Obviously unfinished because they're still building it. But straight ahead will be the kitchen. What we know are the cabinets are going to be white and there's going to be black stainless appliances. You guys, this bedroom is huge. And the bathroom, and then look at this walk-in closet. Like, that one is so spacious. It's something that I've just never had before. All right, and here's the 2 bedrooms. I love how the windows are so low to the ground. I've always liked that style. And the bedrooms are a really good size. I love how open this floor plan is. I'm not sure if there's going to be an island in the kitchen, but either way, I still love this house. First, our con for this house was that it was under an acre, whereas most of the homes we looked at were at least an acre. But this one, the backyard is so open that it feels like more than an acre, and it's actually less. Yeah, this one, it checked off so many boxes for Jared and I. I mean, I guess the only con would be it's not in my #1 area that I was looking for homes. But a good thing is it's only 30 minutes from Jared's family that just moved to Tennessee. Also, it is in a more rural area. It's in a smaller town, which I really don't mind. We did have cell phone service there, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, those are all, well, those aren't all the houses. Those are the top houses that we looked at. Those were our favorites. Let me know what house you guys like the most, what you look for in a house. Something that we really couldn't give up on was probably the spacing in between houses. I really didn't want a home that was too close to the neighbor. Just because we've been there before. We lived in a duplex, we lived in an apartment, we've had roommates, and we just kind of want, you know, a little more privacy. Another thing, I really like anything that has trees behind a house or just an open field. It makes it feel like it's our space and it gives us that extra privacy. Also, we didn't really care if a house was newly built, but we did want it to feel like it was new, like if there were upgrades to the house. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.